Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. Well, we're here. Newsflash. Something spotted yesterday in Washington, D.C. that hasn't been seen in decades. A backbone. Yeah. We are now, by the time you see this, about 6 hours plus into the Schumer shutdown. Yep. For a change, the Republicans actually didn't cave at the 11th hour and say, oh, okay, Chuck, whatever the hell you want. Good thing, too, because 2/3 of the country did not want what the Democrats were demanding in this continuing resolution. And as I told you yesterday, this is only something to deal with for 7 weeks. Okay, this only gets us out to November 21st. This isn't the new budget. So yes, we are now officially in the shutdown. So if you have certain government things to deal with, I'd call first to see if they're even open. Okay. This doesn't affect state government, so don't worry about something like that if you got to go get a driver's license or something. This is just the federal government. Very predictably, we're seeing the reaction this morning in the financial markets. Did not surprise us at all. Gold and silver are up significantly. Silver has now got a bid of over 47. Gold is pushing 3,900. Bitcoin was up, about $2,500 as of 5 o'clock, 5:30 thereabouts. Alternative assets. The stock market, futures are down. Again, not surprisingly. We figured this was going to happen. Gold and Bitcoin really don't have to worry about government contracts or anything like that. Companies have government contracts, government regulations they've got to deal with, bureaucrats that they've got to talk to, and if they're not there, that slows stuff down. That doesn't come as any surprise to anybody. Where we go from here is the next question, and this is why we listen to the financial numbers that are put out every year, but we don't take them as gospel. Because today, being October 1st, the first day of fiscal year 2026, there's about 100,000 federal workers that aren't going back to work by their own choice. Okay? If you remember earlier this year, the Trump administration offered early retirement to a whole lot of federal employees, part of DOGE, and about 100,000 took them up on it, with their last day of work being the end of fiscal year 2025, which was yesterday. So they are gone. Now, of course, you're going to get Trump with the golden pen going, oh, okay, we can furlough workers, we can RIF workers, reduction in force. We can get rid of the bloat. I don't have to deal with Congress, right? This is it. He's now got the ability to shut down non-essential departments. And so we get on the finance side of things, and of course you have people screaming, oh, this is going to hurt the GDP. Like I told you yesterday, the government doesn't produce anything. The government doesn't make any profit. All those people collecting a paycheck is taking money out of your pocket. So all it's doing is robbing Peter to pay Paul. How they calculate that money goes into the GDP, I have no idea. They don't produce anything. Gross domestic product produce, right? Unless you want to call headaches production, because the government's good at producing those. So we will probably see, and God knows the markets have a mind of their own, a further dip in the Dow, in the NASDAQ, in the S&P. And we will probably see a further rally in alternative assets, gold, silver, Bitcoin, potentially land, not houses, but raw land, okay? As people are going to try to get their money into some place that's appreciating. Now, how long does this shutdown last? That's anybody's guess. I mean, I think the longest one we've ever had is like 35 days. Do I expect it to go that long? I got no clue, okay? It could go on for 6 months. It could be over by lunch today, who knows? But what I was happy to see was that for a change, common sense ruled in D.C. And the people said, no, we're not paying for health care for illegals when we're struggling to afford it ourselves or can't even afford it ourselves. And the Republicans said, okay, we're going to listen to the people for a change and not do something for us. Because this is the thing you think about. All the politicians that have their campaign contributions. Think about how much of that comes from the medical insurance industry. Oh, well, if we get more subsidies and we'll make more money and then we can kick more to your campaign, right? Bernie Sanders, millionaires. Oh, now it's billionaires because I'm a millionaire. How about Elizabeth Warren? Hey, how much money have you taken from the pharmaceutical industry? Remind me again? Yeah, okay, shut up. It's a good thing. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Maybe you're a government employee who was furloughed today, okay? That's possible. Maybe you're a government employee who's riffed today. Then in your case, maybe you don't think it's a good thing. We've got to look at it, in my opinion, from a view of the whole country. Does it suck these people lose their jobs? Yes, okay? I've lost jobs in my life numerous times. It sucks. You're going, how do I get out of this? I'll give you an idea. It's called prepping. You prepare for situations like this. Any of these government employees, and I'll give you this as a stat real quick, okay? The average salary for a government employee is a little more than $90,000. The average salary for somebody in the private sector is around $60,000. So they already make 50% more than those of us that don't work for the government. I don't want to hear them whine about not having anything put back. If we can do it, they can do it. If they didn't do it, hate to tell you this, not my problem. Okay. We've all managed to put a couple of bucks away, save some money, make ends meet, cut back on expenses. Gee, I'm sorry. Maybe you should have thought it could happen. A government job was never, gee, I don't ever have to worry about getting fired. You thought it was. It didn't work out that way. Okay? A lot of them will come back, no question. But this is what I voted for. To reduce the government bloat, to fix the economy, and to kick out the damn illegals. We don't need to be incentivizing people to come here illegally so they can get free housing, free health care, free clothes, free food, free cars, free phones. No. We need to be telling people, you want to come here? You do it legally. If you do it illegally, plan on living in a box under the overpass and eating out of a dumpster. Because that's what you got going on. Oh, and if you want to be a criminal, yeah, we'll give you free housing at that point. You'll be in an 8x8 cell with a concrete bed. Kudos to Mike Johnson and John Thune for standing their ground. Kudos to every Republican, except for Rand Paul. Kentucky, what the hell are you doing? Okay. For trying to push this through. And to every Democrat senator, you disgust me. Pinball out.